Yesterday we studied that, let's say, most of the assumptions of the HO theorem just modifies the theory, but it does not discard the theory. But there were some assumptions for which we need some alternative theories, and one of which was the trade based on the economies of the scale. One of the assumptions of the HO model was that both commodities were produced under condition of the constant return to scale in two nations. Constant return to scale की situation में same slope है आपकी production possibility frontier की और both nations are producing under constant return to scale. But in the real world, most of the production, when it is on the large scale, is under the increasing return to scale, or we say it, economies of the scales are present. There are not constant return to the scale. इंक्रीजिंग रिटर्न टू स्केल से हमारी मुराद क्या है? कांस्टेंट रिटर्न टू स्केल मीन कि अगर आप इनपुट डबल करते हैं तो आपकी आउटपुट भी डबल होगी. एंड अंडर इंक्रीजिंग रिटर्न टू स्केल, दैट प्रोडक्शन सिचुएशन वेयर आउटपुट ग्रोज मोर देन द growth in the input. That is, if all the inputs are doubled, output is more than doubled. If all the inputs are the tripled, output will increase more than tripled. So increasing return to scale may occur because of the large scale of operation, a great division of labor and specialization become possible. जब आप बहुत बड़े स्केल पे प्रोडक्शन होती है तो ईच वर्कर जो भी काम कर रही है लेबर है, आप उसको एक स्पेशल काम असाइन कर देते हैं और रिपीटेडली सेम ही काम करने से उनकी प्रोडक्टिविटी इंक्रीज होती है और कम टाइम में वो ज्यादा प्रोडक्शन जो सी है होती है, जिसकी वजह से इसको स्पेशलाइजेशन ऑफ लेबर भी कहते हैं. तो इससे जो ओवरऑल प्रोडक्शन है उसमें आपको इकोनॉमीज ऑफ स्केल या इंक्रीजिंग रिटर्न टू स्केल मिलते हैं. मीन कि आप इनपुट डबल करने से आपकी आउटपुट मोर देन डबल इंक्रीज करती है. Now there is a large portion of international trade which is based on the economies of the scale. We will explain it with the help of diagram that how increasing return to scale between the two nations make it possible to engage in mutually beneficial trade. इसमें हम ये प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी फ्रंटियर है विच इज कन्वेक्स टू रीजन. ये दोनों नेशन के लिए हमने सेम प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी फ्रंटियर ड्रा की है. इसका मतलब ये है कि बोथ नेशन हैव सेम टाइप ऑफ सिचुएशन, दे आर सेम इन ऑल एस्पेक्ट्स. और ये जो है ब्लू कलर में 1 लिखा हुआ है, ये कम्युनिटी इंडिफरेंस का हुआ है बोथ नेशंस के लिए प्री ट्रेड. और ये जो ए है ये प्री ट्रेड रिलेटिव कम्युनिटी प्राइसेस इन बोथ नेशन, यानी कि दोनों नेशंस को हमने सेम प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबिलिटी से प्रेजेंट किया है, सेम कम्युनिटी इंडिफरेंस कर्व से हमने उनके टेस्ट जो है उसको प्रेजेंट किया है और रिलेटिव प्राइसेस भी दोनों नेशंस में सेम है. इसमें किसी नेशन में कोई फैक्टर एंडोमेंट की बात नहीं है और इन आइसोलेशन both nations are producing both commodities and both nations are consuming both commodities at point A. 40 units of X and 40 units of Y. Nation 1 is also producing 40 units of X, nation 2 is also producing 40 units of X and consuming the same amount. Nation 1 is producing 40 units of Y, nation 2 is also producing 40 units of Y, and both are consuming what they are producing. And at the point A, community indifference curve is tangent to the production possibility frontier, and it is also to give us the relative commodity prices in both nations. Now, before trade, no nation will completely specialize in the production of any one of the commodity because both nations want to consume both commodities. Now we assume that both nations enter in an agreement to trade with one another. So we assume that nation 1 start producing more of X and it starts specializing in the production of X and it moves from the point A toward point B in production. It will produce more and more of the X. और ये जो shape है production possibility frontier की convex to the origin, ये shape हमें ये बताती है कि जो X की production increase होती है इससे X की पर अपॉर्चुनिटी कास्ट डिक्रीजिंग है, इसलिए नेशन जो सी किसी एक पॉइंट पे स्टॉप नहीं करती जब तक कि अपने फुल रिसोर्सेज ये एक्स की प्रोडक्शन में नहीं लगा देती. जब ये अपने सारे रिसोर्सेज एक्स की प्रोडक्शन में लगाती है तो इसकी वाई की प्रोडक्शन 0 हो जाएगी और एक्स की प्रोडक्शन 120 यूनिट्स हो जाएगी और इट विल प्रोड्यूस एट पॉइंट बी. नाउ नेशन 2 will start specializing in the production of commodity Y and it will produce at point B dash. Here it will produce 120 units of Y and 0 units of X. Now after trade, the nation's production points for the nation 1 is B, 120X and 0Y, and B dash for the nation 2, 120Y and 0X. After this, now specializing and producing this amount of X and Y. Now this exchange some quantity of X with the some quantity of Y. From 120 units of X, nation 1 will export 60 units of X and it will keep 60 units for itself. So it will consume 60 units of X and it will import the 60 units of Y from the nation 2. So it will consume at point E at higher community indifference curve. Now we see that nation 2, which is producing 120 units of Y, it will exports 60 units of, it will produce export 60 units of Y and it will keep 60 units of Y for itself. And it will also consume at point E with 60 units of Y, which is it has produced domestically, and 60 units of X, which has it imported from the nation 1. Now both nations are consuming at point E, which is on higher community indifference curve, which is due to the specialization, economies of scale, and mutually beneficial trade. So after the trade, both nations are better off than before. There are the some points जो कि हमने इसमें assume तो किए थे, लेकिन वो इतने ज़रूरी नहीं है. उनके assumptions को उनको हम ज़रा सा clarify करेंगे कि पहली बात कि first of all it is a matter of complete indifference which of the two nations specialize in the production of community X and community Y. हमने अपनी previous example को सामने रखते हुए कहा तो ये है कि nation 1 community X की production में specialize करेंगे, nation 2 community Y की production में. लेकिन चूंकि हमने assume ये किया कि both nations are similar in all aspects, so it is second, it should be clear that at least intuitively that the two nations need not to be identical in every aspect. अब मैंने assume ये किया था कि both nations are identical in each and every aspect. लेकिन वैसे इस assumptions की ज़रूरत नहीं है. अगर आप each and every aspect में same ना भी हो, तो trade based on economies of scale is possible. Third, if economies of scale persist over a sufficient long range of output, one or a few firms in the nation will capture the entire market. कि अगर एक nation एक commodity की production में specialize करे और for the long time आप मतलब X ही produce कर रहे हैं कोई भी commodity, तो उस nation में कुछ firms होंगी जो monopoly या oligopoly बना देंगी. And if a few producer of homogeneous or the differentiated products, there will be oligopoly of that commodity. Four, since the early 1980s, there has been a sharp increase in international trade in parts and the components. ये parts and components में trade होती है कि आप final commodity के बजाय उसके कुछ intermediate जो components हैं उनको import या exports करते हैं. तो इसकी two forms होती हैं, outsourcing and offshoring, and these are the source of new firms of parts. But the outsourcing क्या है? It refers to the purchase by a firm of parts and the components abroad in order to keep its cost down. कि कोई firm produce किसी और country में कर रही होती है, but ये जो parts या components है किसी और country से अगर इन्हें कम price पे मिल रहे हो तो they buy it from there. And offshoring क्या refer to instead to a firm producing in its own plants abroad some of the parts and the components that is used in its products. कि कोई फर्म जिसको कुछ parts और components की जरूरत होती है वो उसके लिए कुछ plants दूसरे countries में लगा देती है. Because there is one more thing that economies of scale are increasing. Return to scale is different from the external economies. These are the two concepts of economics. Economies of scale mean the reduction in the average cost of the production as the firm output expand. किसी भी firm की जब output expand करें या large scale पे produce करें तो उसके per unit cost कम हो जाए तो इस चीज़ को हम क्या कहते हैं? Economies of scale, and it is internal to the firm. But external economies से क्या मुराद है? जो entire industry की वजह से हर फर्म को मिलती हैं. It refer to the reduction in each firm average cost of production curve as the entire industry output expands. So it was the explanation of the trade based on the economies of scale. Next point in Edgeworth theorem, which was that the assumption of the perfect competition. Now we will study in this section 6.4 that trade based on the imperfect competition or the trade based on the product differentiation. Any question, bachcho? Today we studied economies of scale and international trade or trade based on the economies of scale. The assumption of this theory which that the whole trade is based on the economies of scale, or there are the two nations, N1 and N2, and the two communities X and Y. Both nations use the same technology in production. Both nations have the same amount of resources. Neither community is labor intensive or capital intensive. Because Eto theorem की assumption में ये था कि community X is labor intensive and community Y is capital intensive. Like here we assume that no community is intensive in any of the factors of the production. Both communities are produced under increasing return to scale in both nations. इस assumption पे हमारी trade base कर रही है. And increasing return to scale or economies of scale mean output grows proportionally more than the increase in inputs of the production. If all inputs are double, output is more than double. It is called economies of scale. And tastes are same or equal in both nations. Increasing return to scale production situation where output grows more than the increase in inputs. With increasing return to scale, mutually beneficial trade can occur even if nations are identical in every other aspect. So in this situation, before trade, both nations are producing 40 units of X, 40 units of Y, and consuming the same amount. And on the community indifference curve 1 at point A, PA is before trade relative commodity prices, which is also same in both nations. After trade, one nation will produce at point B with 120 units of X and 0 Y. Other nation will produce on B dash 120 Y 0 X. And after exchanging this amount, 60 units of exports by this nation, and it will keep 60 for itself. And this nation will export 60 units of Y and will keep 60 units to consume domestically. So after trade, both nations are consuming 60 units of X and 60 units of Y. Before trade, these and specialization, these nations are producing 40 units of X and 40 units of Y. Mean total output अगर आप एक भी commodity की देखें तो 40 nation 1 और 40 nation 2 की ऐड करें तो before trade they were producing 80 units of X, and after trade they are and specialization, these nations are producing 120 units of X and 120 units of Y. So overall the production of the world in which there are only two nations and two commodities has increased, and so the welfare has increased due to the economies of scale and due to the trade and specialization. Economies of scale and international trade, related sources of international trade, international economies of scale. Products manufactured by international corporations have parts and components which are made in many different nations. During the past decade or so, there have been a sharp increase in international trade in parts and the components. By मतलब final commodity के बजाय parts and components are exported and imported, as well as in setting up of the production facilities abroad. And these have been the source of new and significant international economies of scale. कि domestically आप जो चीज़ प्रोड्यूस करना चाहते हैं उसके पार्ट्स और कंपोनेंट्स जो से आप किसी फॉरेन कंट्री से या इंपोर्ट करते हैं या आप अपना यूनिट्स वहीं पे फर्म का लगा के आप खुद वहाँ पे प्रोड्यूस करते हैं क्योंकि वहाँ पे कास्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन कम होती है. द न्यू इंटरनेशनल इकोनॉमी ऑफ स्केल केस स्टडी आपकी बुक में दी हुई है 6.1, ये आप वहाँ से देख सकते हैं. इंक्रीजिंग रिटर्न टू स्केल में जो आपको सिग्निफिकेंट इंटरनेशनल इकोनॉमीज ऑफ स्केल है इसके दो मतलब टर्मिनोलॉजीज यूज होती हैं. एक है आउटसोर्सिंग और दूसरी है ऑफशोरिंग. आउटसोर्सिंग मीन कि परचेज बाय फर्म ऑफ पार्ट्स एंड द कंपोनेंट्स अब्रॉड इन ऑर्डर टू कीप कास्ट डाउन. कि आप पार्ट्स एंड कंपोनेंट्स किसी उस नेशन से इंपोर्ट कर लें जहाँ पे वो आपको चीपर मिल रहे हैं. ऑफशोरिंग मीन कि आप अपनी फर्म के प्लांट्स दूसरे कंट्री में लगाएं जहाँ पे आपको कास्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन कम पड़े. फर्म प्रोड्यूसिंग इन इट्स ओन प्लांट abroad some of the parts and the components used in its products. Imperfect competition and international trade, ये टॉपिक हम कल स्टार्ट करेंगे. You may ask any question from the today lesson.